During a parliamentary session, President Cyril Ramaphosa, who was annoyed by Julius Malema's charades in Parliament, took aim at the leader of the Red Berets. Before we continue please kindly hit on the subscribe button. Malema was accused of disrespect by the ANC leader, who also issued a warning to stop making personal jabs at him. He continued by saying that the head of the Red Berets knows very little about South Africa's past. If he is willing, he has promised to teach Red Berets commander Julius Malema a thorough lesson. I think we should get together to discuss politics, particularly the politics of the apartheid period, which I believe you find confusing. I'm going to do this so that whenever you speak, it will be about something that will point us in the right direction. I would never disrespect your grandma in the same way that you insulted my father once. Let us show each other dignity, he said. Those who agree with the ANC leader described Malema as impolite. They said that he has always spoken loosely. Malema used to disparage the former president and personally insult Zuma. He is incredibly impolite and lacks manners. This boy has not been raised properly, a social critic remarked. Julius Malema, the leader of the EFF, received harsh criticism from President Cyril Ramaphosa for his recent charges at the opening of Parliament discussion. By forming the Government of National Unity, Ramaphosa was allegedly a sellout during apartheid and continuing its legacy, according to Malema. In response to these allegations this morning in Parliament, Ramaphosa chastised Malema harshly, erring on the side of disdain. He indicated his want to speak with Malema on politics during the apartheid period in order to shed light on the situation and encourage cooperation in addressing South Africa's present problems. I believe you're confused by politics from the apartheid period, therefore I think we should go down and speak about them, Ramaphosa said. I'm going to do this so that whenever you speak, it will be about something that will point us in the right direction. Ramaphosa went on to denounce previous insults Malema had made, bringing up one instance in particular in which Malema had made fun of his late father. I would never disrespect your grandma the way you did when you disrespected my father. He said, let's treat each other with respect, highlighting how crucial it is for them to treat one another with decency. Malema's severe criticism of Ramaphosa was seen as regrettable in light of the EFF and ANC's past and present conflicts. Many had anticipated that the discussion would be polite and concentrate on positive dialogue in spite of their disagreements. Ramaphosa is committed to resolving South Africa's problems via knowledgeable and collaborative efforts, as seen by his appeal for a civil discourse and appreciation of the past. His comments serve as a reminder that, despite enduring divisions, polite political discourse is still necessary. What do you think of Ramaphosa's response? Should he have pursued legal action for making such derogatory statements? Or was it appropriate for him to extend an invitation to meet with Malema? Remember to share with your friends and family and feel free to leave comments in the space provided below. Former Minister and current ANC MP Naledi Pandor has voiced her amazement and incredulity at the thought of the African National Congress, ANC, establishing a government with the Democratic Alliance, DA. On July 22, 2024, Pandor openly discussed her views on how South Africa's political system is changing at a political conference. I never thought the ANC and DA would work together in government, Pandor said. Her remarks coincide with an increase in talk about potential coalitions as the nation gets closer to the upcoming general elections. Politicians and party members have differing opinions on the notion of an alliance between the historically opposed ANC and DA. Pandor, who has served in the government and the ANC in a number of important roles, including Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, considered the stark ideological divide that exists between the two parties. The visions that the ANC and DA have for South Africa are essentially different. We've always had clear priorities and policies, she said. The likelihood of such a coalition highlights the changing nature of South African politics, since no party now has a sizable majority. The parties are reevaluating long-standing rivalry as they investigate other coalition alternatives to guarantee stability in governing. Pandor recognized the difficulties of coalition politics in a multiparty democracy, despite her initial astonishment. Politics is about compromise and negotiation, despite this being difficult to imagine. The improvement of South Africa should be our ultimate objective, she said. Pandor's remarks shed insight on the larger discussion about possible coalitions inside